If there is one thing we talk about every day, we live with it, we feel it, we experience it, and we always want to experience it. That thing is love. Now we're here with Mr. Akin Aregbesola again to discuss on this subject. My name is Uyo Omani, and I welcome you guys to the program Deep Answer. You're welcome to the program, Mr. Aregbesola.
Thank you.
So could you please enlighten us again today on the subject of love? What exactly is love, and what's the foundation on which it is built?
Okay, okay. So like everything else that we discuss, love is built on the foundation of knowledge. So in summary, there are three virtues. The virtue of hope, faith, and love. So hope is, of course, hope is the feeling that keeps us alive for tomorrow. That even though we are practicing principle today and we expect that we'll be elevated, we expect that things will happen positively, and then we'll migrate from being depressed to being well, from being sick to being whole, and all of that, and we are not getting the result immediately. Hope is that force, that virtue that keeps us alive and keeps us active in the practice of principle. So that even though our expectation does not happen today, we are hopeful that it will happen tomorrow. So when it happens, when that which you expect ultimately happens, then hope would have completed its work. So what will keep you alive thereafter? What will keep you vitalized thereafter, after hope has completed its work? So there is faith. Faith is the other force, the other virtue that assures you that because you have paid a price, a spiritual price, not even only spiritual, even if it's in the material, because you have made the appropriate sacrifice, because you have observed the appropriate principle, you know for certain that the benefit attached to that principle would come to you. That is faith. Just like in the material, you know for certain that physical laws apply, and therefore, if you leave a book on your shelf, you would forever come back and find that book there, unless some external force moves that book away. That if you throw an object up, it will come down and again, that the sun will rise every morning. In fact, that when the sun rises, then it's the dawn of a new day, that whatever you sow, all of these are material laws, physical laws. So also are there spiritual laws that I call principles. That once you observe this principle, this will happen. When you observe this principle, this will happen. All right? Okay. So that knowing, you are no longer doubting. It's not like if I do it, there is 80% chance I would derive the benefit, or there is 90% chance. No, we're talking about certainty. 1.0%, 100% chance. Probability of 1. In arithmetic, you call that probability. All right? So that is faith.
Okay.
Again, when faith completes its work, when that which you have sowed in the observation of principle materializes, then your faith has worked. So what keeps you going after faith? Hope has completed its work. Faith has completed its work. In faith, because you know, in fact, in your spirit, inside of you, this thing is already done. So that is why it is called the substance, the evidence of the unseen. You have not seen it materialized in the physical, but you already have evidence inside of you that this has worked. That thing is settled. I mean, you are not, this is not just prayer. This is not just saying it superficially. You know for certain. So that's why you could say that it is evidence of manifestation. Even though it has not manifested, you already know it is already inside of you. All right. Yeah. Substance of the, substance, physical, substance as in something you can quantify and you can say, I see it, of something that is not yet evidenced. It's not evidenced yet, you can feel it. All right, all of that is faith. But there is something greater than hope, than faith. That is love. It is love that is perpetual. Love is forever going, forever and ever. That force of love. When we're talking about love now, from this spiritual perspective, this is not emotional love. This is not, I love you, my darling. No, not that kind of emotional love. This is the force, the spiritual force of love. All right? So this love is the father of them all, of all virtues. So it is a force. It is a force so pure and so real and so fundamental to everything that it is, when the world was created, when universe came to being, from where did it come? Because before the universe came to being, there was nothing from which you could take to say, even the world, let's not even go, all right? By your hypothesis, by your theorems and stories of creation, from where was, because the world had not existed, so from where was something taken to say, I want to create the world, let me take this and put it together to form the world? All right? So there was this force by which things came to be.
Okay.
It's a force of cohesion. It's a force that brings things together. And then things will just be there as long as that force remains. Once the force is gone, then there is no longer energy to sustain these things, and then they will collapse. Force, that force is built out of love. Okay, let's come back to this level now. You see, there is this part of us as humans that is always about me, 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 me. I want this, I want that. The farthest you can go outside me is still my family, my this, my. So when we build a life around me, 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 what will I eat tomorrow? What will my children eat? What would everything? That is not really love. That is the opposite of love, and it's called selfishness. It's called selfishness. With selfishness, there is limits to what we can attain, to what is possible to us, what is possible for us. All right? So, the other part, the other end of being selfish, because the world is duality, remember? It's always a scale of. So at every point in time, you want to balance it. So at one end, there is self, ego, me, me, me. All right? All the negative energy that is attached to ego, they are around me. The worry, the fear, and all those forces that drive you to commit what you would call sin is around me. So on the other end, there is something opposite to selfishness called selflessness. Another word for selflessness is love. So at the other end is love. And love is when you begin to migrate away from self, the direction you are going is selflessness. From selfishness, selflessness. At this level of selflessness, at this level of love, it's no longer about me, me, me. You are leaving self behind and you are going towards love.
Mm-hmm.
This love is the brightness, the light. Another word for love is light. Pure light. As you are moving away from self towards pure light, you may attain 5% light, 20% pure light, 30%, 40%. Someday you get to pure light, and this is what you represent as God, this pure light. And you represent this self as devil. But it's not really, those are just the people that you attach to as occupants of these realms. All right. So specifically, anything you do resulting from selfishness, for my benefit, I can kill for my benefit, I can steal for my benefit, I want this for my benefit, is evil. That's what we call evil. So these things are not abstract. The evil you are looking for is not necessarily resident in the devil, because you represent the epitome, the height, the deepest character of self by the devil. All right. But for me, whether it is evil or all the way to the purest form of light representing love that is occupied by what you call God, all of them together, I call the universe.
Okay.